Hi guys, what's up? It's time for another video and it's another week has passed and it's time for another weekly review of what I've seen during the past week. So I saw, let's see now, I saw 6 movies last week and well, let's take a look at what I've seen. First off, I start off with a film noir film, Side Street, directed by Anthony Mann and starring Farley Granger, Cathy O'Connell. And this one is from, let's see now, I think 1950 something. This was a pretty good noir. Farley Granger and Cathy O'Donnell plays a young couple struggling to make ends meet, not enough money, living with their parents, her parents. He has a part-time job as a mailman, and she is expecting their baby. So they are struggling a bit, and well, Farley Granger, while out working as mailman, falls for the temptation of stealing some money from a lawyer. He thinks he's stealing $200, but in fact it turns out to be $30,000, which this crooked lawyer has acquired by blackmailing a wealthy gentleman, and by using a beautiful girl who he ends up killing with the help of one of his associates. So Farley Granger gets hand on this money, but he ends up regretting it and decides to do the right thing and return them back, which, as you know, that's when he really gets way in over his head, because now they know who stole the money. So there you have the basis of the plot in the Side Street. So it was a good film. Great and enjoyable noir. So this one gets a 3 out of 5 from me. Next off, I saw a martial arts classic, the 18 Bronzemen. This one is the box set of both 18 Bronzemen Part 1 and the follow-up Part 2. I only saw Part 1 here. Directed by Joseph Koh and starring Carter Wong. I heard a lot of good things about this movie and about Carter Wong. This is actually my first movie I've seen starring Carter Wong, and I have to tell you, he really is a great martial artist. So, and that's pretty much what you can sum up this movie to. I mean, great martial arts. Story is kind of hard to get to grips with, because first of all, picture quality here was not that great. I mean, it's more it seems to be a straight porting from a VHS copy, and also as well the English subtitles on this are not very good. I struggled quite a few times during the movie to make sense of what they were saying. So, but story aside, some great martial arts in this, and if you're into martial arts movie, I will definitely say check out 18 Bronzemen. If not, pass on it, because this is not gonna be to everyone's taste. So 18 Bronzemen, a sort of a 3 out of 5, I would say. Next up, another film noir. This one being Illegal, starring Edward G. Robinson and directed by Lewis Allen. It's from 1955, so this is a bit late on in Edward G. Robinson's career, but he really does a great job in this one as a district attorney who has fallen on some bad times after accidentally executing a innocent man, and he sort of gets disillusionized by this, and as he says in the movie, I rather let 1,000 guilty men go free than have another innocent man put to death. So he ends up becoming a really unscrupulous lawyer who gets involved with the mafia. But in the end, he sort of reforms to his old ways and does the right thing. I'm not going to spoil too much about this, because if you know too much about this film, you're not going to enjoy it as much. So, Illegal, great film noir. Edward G. Robinson in a great role, and I give it a 4 out of 5. Next up, I checked out a movie I've seen a couple of years ago, and that was Heat, and this time in a Blu-ray. And this is a great film. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer, and a ton of other great actors. Anthony Mann directs, and yeah, this is really good movie. Robert De Niro plays a bank robber, leader of a crew of bank robbers, who is out to make the big score against a bank, and Al Pacino plays a very sort of dedicated cop who goes after them. And yeah, really great film. There's a fantastic scene in this one where Al Pacino and Robert De Niro sits in a diner, have a cup of coffee together, and they actually talk cop and criminal face to face here, and that's a great scene. So it was really great to see this one in high definition. I was sort of let down by the audio. I actually think they almost as if it had a bad mix, because the dialogue here was really low. So I don't know about that. So maybe they did some mistake when they did the mix for the Blu-ray, because the dialogue is really low at some point. So anyway, Heat gets a 4 out of 5. And the next one I saw was a 1970s disaster film classic, if you would say, and that is Earthquake, starring Charlton Heston, Ava Gardner, George Kennedy, Lorne Greene. Directed by, let's see now, Mark Robson. And this one is about what will happen if Los Angeles got hit by the big quake. And we get to see all these various characters all around Los Angeles that gets hit by this great natural disaster, and what happens. And so not gonna say too much about this. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's one of the best disaster films of the 1970s. I think it certainly isn't up to the standard of, say, The Towering Inferno, which is, in my opinion, the best disaster film of the 1970s, or the best disaster film, period. So, but Earthquake, if you like disaster films, I would say check it out. I give it a 3 out of 5. Next up, I saw 2 movies at the movie theater this past week. First off, I had seen Monsters University. I really like Pixar movies, and really great fan of their animation style, and I enjoy the hell out of the previous movie, Monsters Inc. However, Monsters University, this being a prequel to Monsters Inc., and I was sort of let down here. It's not up to the standard of Monsters Inc. There is some problems with the story here, I think, and it follows Mike and Sully, the 2 main characters of Monsters Inc., during their days at Scare School at the Monsters University. And we'll see here, they end up having some difficulties with the dean of the Monsters of the Scare School, and also with different fraternities on campus. And yeah, I'm not going to say anything more about Monsters University. I would give this a 3 out of 5. It is enjoyable, but if you're expecting another Monsters Inc., I'm so sorry to say it's not that. So yeah, Monsters Inc., 3 out of 5. Check it out if you like Pixar movies. The next one I saw was Pacific Rim, and boy was this a great action movie. If you like giant robots battling it out against giant extra-dimensional monsters, then you're gonna have a great time at the movies seeing Pacific Rim. Many of you perhaps will say, "Oh, it's a rip-off of Japanese animation, in particular Neon Genesis Evangelion." Yeah, it kind of is. But I think they sort of done their twist on it. This one's directed by Guillermo del Toro, who's done Hellboy, Hellboy 2, El Laberinto del Fauno, and so on. And you really recognize his visual style in this. And there are some very hands-on references to Neon Genesis Evangelion, Japanese animation, and so on. But it's a great action movie. Story is kind of lacking a bit in certain areas, but if you want to see a great action movie with great action and giant robots battling it out against really big monsters, then this is the film for you. I enjoyed it the hell out of it, and I give it a 4 out of 5. So there you have all the movies I've seen during the past week, and well, until next Monday, we will have another weekly review. So until then, see ya.